Hello, hello, hello. We are back again on a Monday morning in Practical Magic, talking all things practical magic, finding out what magic has been happening for you this week. And if you're listening to the dragon messages as they mentor you as you ascend, it's not that easy, is it? Sometimes to ascend, some things always kind of pop and go wrong, and something goes wrong. But then again, at the same time, you could be creating magic. This morning I was driving my son to the dentist, the orthodontist, and we were late because he'd forgotten his card, so we had to go back home. Then we had to go again. I'm like, right, now, what I need now is I need a car parking space right outside, and this is what I want. I need a car parking space right outside. And this is where practical magic becomes really, really interesting, in that I just believe it's going to happen now. So I'm always asking the dragons and saying, look, this is what I need. And it gets provided. I park right outside. I got my mind in a muddle about, do I know the address? Do I know the number? And it's like, right, hang on a second. Which direction is it? And I'm using more and more and more of my intuition. And this means that I'm using my practical magic. And that's what we're all about. That's why we're all about listening to our own practical magic. And when you pick a card, the dragon comes through from that particular card as I read it, so that you can pick up the frequency, you can pick up the energy, you can understand what the deeper dynamics are of what's going on in your life, what circumstances, what conflicts, what's going on for you. So if you've got a lot of people sick in your house, or there's something going on, or there's something you want to create, like selling your house, or selling a car, or buying a new car, or having your business work in a different way, changing a relationship. Everything to do with the ascension, and doing the ascension in a very graceful, easy way, is coming because the dragons are really wanting you to know just how much they love you. In the past, when the population has evolved, the energies on the planet have shifted, and things are going to happen differently. I mean, this has happened several times in the lifetime of the planet. We need assistance and we need help to make this come through. And if you're a sensitive being, if you're an empath, highly sensitive, too sensitive for this life, sometimes we need a little bit of assistance, because it's just so much energy that we're feeling. We're feeling it from the people around us. We're feeling it through the internet, through the news, through the people down the street, people driving in a car next to us. If you're a sensitive and you're ultra sensitive, things going on, there are just certain ways that you can cope so much better with your energy. And this is why the dragons are here, because there's just better ways of being in your own energy and understanding your own energy. So you'll be embracing your higher intelligence. You'll be embracing your soul. After all, your ascension is a journey with your soul, getting used to higher frequencies. And it's not that easy to get used to living in different and higher frequencies. And that's why we need a little bit of help, a little bit of assistance to see what we're going through. So this week we're talking very much about higher sensitivity, the higher sensitive people that we are. We're empaths, we're very compassionate. If you're watching a film, you just can't help but cry at the whole story that's going on. Or if you've done Reiki and things like that, afterwards you just feel everything on your body. It's just like, oh my God, why am I crying so much? Why am I feeling so much? And this is the revolution of feeling more and more and more. The moment you wake up, maybe you wake up because you hit rock bottom and you're screaming for help, and help comes in many different ways. Or maybe you've had a supernatural, paranormal experience. Like I did. I was woken up with a loud voice in my bedroom and also a very loud knocking noise. So, certain things have happened for me, probably because I just needed to be somewhere else and I just wasn't listening. So that's how these things come through. So the moment you wake up and you kind of go, actually, there's more to this life than I thought there was. It's not all about eating, sleeping, going to work, earning money, eating, sleeping. There is more to this life. There's more reasons why you're here. I'm reading 4 cards today. I'm reading the 4 dragons today. I'm reading about utopia. I'm reading from Sovereign. I'm reading from Ceremony, and I'm reading from Lunar Ray. So whichever dragon you chose, there'll be a message in there for you to discover just how wonderful life could be, how you can overcome the conflicts that you're running in, or the circumstances and situations. There will be a message in there, and this is exactly what these cards are down for. They are the messages from the dragons. They want more than anything for you to feel through your very sensitive, natural ways of feeling, through this barometer of a body, that this is your superpower. When you're feeling into your energy, when you're feeling into circumstances, do you know how lucky you are that you can do that? When you know, like, can I go left or shall I go right? Oh, your body answers. Is this a yes or is this a no? Your body responds. This is how much the dragons love you and want you to feel how much they love you and how much support that you have. So from the moment you wake up, there is a lot to go through. There is a lot to change. There's a lot to get used to operating in different frequencies and higher frequencies. And just last week, there was a lot of change in the frequency on the planet. If you look at the Schumann resonance, it was kind of off the scales for a while. And so many people had headaches, had symptoms, had sore eyes, couldn't sleep. Ringing in my ears was a lot louder. And these are there are a lot of symptoms to do with when the energy is shifting and when the energy is changing. And if you're a sensitive person, you will have these symptoms and you will know about them. Maybe you need to sleep a lot. Also you can have like just energy shifts in your body. And it could be like burping or being sick or cold, or those kind of things, maybe body temperatures. Anyway, I talk a lot about this in the Practical Magic group as well. So without further ado, I'm going to start reading Utopia today. I'm going to ask her about which card would she like us to read today in respect to being a super sensitive human when it's a lot to take on board. Okay, let's get to that card and see what this is all about. Right, okay, cool. Utopia today is the card number 61 from the whole deck, which are at the printers. Yoo-hoo! These cards are at the printers. So we're at 0725 when I'm starting reading about Utopia. I'm making a note of the times. So Utopia today, Utopia is the dragon, by the way, means when you've lifted off the world as you know it, and you're kind of hovering above, looking down, just observing. You're not getting in the quandaries, you're not getting in the dramas and the chaos that maybe were normal for you before. So you've lifted off and you are on the world but not of the world. You are operating, you're owning and operating yourself very, very differently. She today wants to talk to you about your hidden power circuit. You have immense power available to you and you have caught a glimpse of it. Manifested into the material world of form, certain items, people, opportunities, just by the focus of your thought, your energy, and your actions. You are one tethered between the skies and the earth. Access to the ground energy, the magic of the earth, and you easily access cosmic energy, infinite intelligence. There is a circuit of which you are part, and like a battery you are charged by this connection and flow energy easily through you and out, just as easily as a breath enters and exits. Your soul and intuition are with you, connected to the circuit, and where you claim your invisible powers of extra sensory perceptions. Oh, yes. Maybe see yourself tethered on a harp string that runs through the center of you, from head to toe and back again, a musical note shaped like a musical clef that loops up and down like a continuous breath, bringing in cosmic energy all the way through you and then down into the earth and back up through your body and beyond into the skies, and again looping up and down, a continuous loop like a breath, keeping you connected between the heavens and the earth. So many, many things you sense and pick up on are already in this circuit. They're running, yet there is so much more to be claimed. For now, I'm sure you feel the atmosphere, the change in a room. You can feel another person's or place's energy as a frequency vibrating inside you. You can now easily decipher the energy that you feel. The energy you feel, where it might be coming from or from who. You can ask, is it my energy or your energy? Or is it someone else's energy or something else's energy? So you start to become very aware of what it is that you're feeling. Remember, this is a feeling revolution. You are a powerful being, and knowing what you are sensing and aware of helps you to understand yourself really, really well, and understand the others around you too. Knowing you are sensitive and empathic, and that you are picking up feelings from other people, and that at any time you can choose to come back home to your safe place, pause, and know how you want to feel. It's you who will make a choice when you are in the room with somebody or in the presence of somebody that you don't want to feel that specifically energy of anymore. You choose what energy to be in, and it's okay. You feel safe to stand next to a person. You can feel confident and powerful, unaffected by the surrounding energy. You are phenomenally strong to be so impervious and so genuinely unaffected by energy. You can turn up or down your volume when you decide to. You can decide what to let in and what to let out of your own energy. You have full command of the space around you, and you can be the biggest energy in the room, silently pulsing and adding power to your circuit. You have the ability to alter the energy and send it out in healing waves. You are in charge of the most phenomenal power source, and as such you have the ability to assist in healing and shift energy, knowing that the more you help, the more you assist, the more you send out, the more good of all, and according to free will, that blessed energy that you send out will always come back to you tenfold. So it's worth doing a very, very good job with your energy. There's an opportunity to join me on a golden ticket as I set up the Dragon Portal. And this means that you'll be with me every single week, able to mastermind through whatever's going on for you, whatever you want healing on, whatever you want the dragon's insights into. We'll also be able to sort of enhance your intuition and help you become super powerful within your super sensitive energy that you have already. We will make sure that you're using this super sensitivity that you have, and we'll be creating that into a knowledge and into a power. The golden ticket is $97, and I shall be putting a post up about that shortly. And I'm only looking for 10 people to go through this particular program. You've got a lifelong membership into the Dragon Portal. You can ask them any questions every week. You can save up your questions and ask them questions, and they'll mentor you for something like 5 or 10 minutes, depending how many people we get, so that you can actually go through one of these breakthroughs every single week. You can understand, what is it that I'm dealing with? What's the hidden dynamic behind this? And you'll get mentored and you'll get helped all the way through. We're moving on now to Sovereign, and Sovereign really, it's just the most amazing energy, because Sovereign is asking you and inviting you more than anything else to just remember that you're a soul. Remember that this is a soul journey that you're on, and she's inviting you to come into your soul, connect with your soul, and take everything from that perspective from now on. That's how I do practical magic. Because I'm asking my soul, I'm like, oh, I need a car parking space right outside. We're rather late. We're going to have to run. And there it is. There's a car parking space right outside. And this is just one of so many different ways that I get things to work. And it's an intensity of feeling. It's just altering your state so that you can get into the state. And this is what the dragons have taught me. This is how I managed to sell houses and buy houses for the price that everybody said, you won't be able to get that, Fiona, that won't work. I'm just like, yeah, it will. Right, so we're moving into sovereign. Sovereign, again, is just the dragon who has the energy of you're looking through the eyes of the soul, because she's asking you to remember and connect and remember how much you are loved and supported by your soul. So sovereign this week, we're asking about a card that represents and answers people's energy towards this theme of your hypersensitivity and becoming your superpower. Oh, 2. Brilliant. Okay, so number 2 is from Sovereign, and let me just dip into her energy. Card number 4 of the whole pack. I can't wait to hold those cards. I can't wait to have all those colours and that box and the cards and the booklet to go with it, and be able to share those with you as well. So Sovereign's card number 2 is see through the eyes of the soul. What she is saying, pay closer attention to how you currently see and experience things. Then imagine if you were able to see and to feel as another being would see and feel, not as a human being, but your inner self, as your soul. Notice how now you see everything with the soul's bigger picture view, looking into your world. You can experience that situation now in a lighter way. You are able to place yourself in this soulful, lighter state, being less and less affected and influenced by all the dramas, all the stories and happenings of the human lost in the survival state of this world. You now become objective and see the bigger picture and consider each situation as your soul would. Perhaps you can see through the eyes of the soul and reason with yourself that what you observe or feel has been such a human state. And then you can choose to see the bigger view. This has happened to me so many times. I got lost in a swirly panic about something or a fear about something. And as we unfold on this soul's journey, there's a lot to take in. We're just unlayering and unraveling all the time. And sometimes I get lost in, as we all do, in old ways and old patterns of doing things. And I'll hear a voice in my head that'll be kind of laughing, saying, Fiona, that is such a human way to look at things. And I'm like, you are so right. You are so right. I need to change this story. It brings a tear to my eye that they are with me all the time, taking care of me, going through this particular soul journey. And this is what they want for you as well. You don't need to do this on your own. There is, however, a gentle warning that comes with this when you ignite your soul, and that it can be difficult to live under, after having this lighter soul experience, to return to live amongst the lower vibrations, or ever become as attached to these stories or people or situations in the same way ever again, or be triggered by the beliefs or worries of others. When you've seen the bigger picture and experienced this lighter soul state, this sovereign state, it's difficult to ever imagine how you looked at things before. Happily, however, you will be able to learn how to step aside and dance around those you want to remain in the shades of grey and monochrome world, as you get to escape for longer and longer and longer, dipping and bobbing past all the low vibrations, flowing past all the low vibrations of people and places and situations and all the dramas and all the chaos, and you're not affected or influenced as much as you once would have been. Thank you very much, Sovereign. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I hope that is resonating for you. If you decided that you would choose Sovereign this week, this is the message for you, to look past things. If you're looking for more depth with understanding what's going on for you every week, because there is a lot to take in, all of us as we go through these energy changes. Last week as well, you know, so many people had headaches and more ringing in the ears and catastrophes happening all over the place and relationship squabbles. These are just symptoms of the energy moving on the inside of you. And there are certain ways that the dragons have taught me and I want to teach you how to get past, how to flow past those certain things and have it so that those things don't bother you anymore. You are way too precious to be stuck in that way of operating. They have given me the owner and operator's guide to going into this flow state so that you can be a sensitive, strong, phenomenally strong, but still a very sensitive leader in this world. And the way to get into this Dragon's Portal is $97, and you have them for life, and you can turn up at any point and have a mastermind with them, and we do this once a week. So that was Sovereign. We're moving on to Ceremony now. Ceremony is the rainbow dragon. Ceremony wants you to know how far you've come. Ceremony, more than anything, wants you to realize that you've been through so many different shades of the rainbow, so many different colors of the rainbow, so many different things that you've overcome. They just don't bother you anymore. You've done the work. You're doing inner work. You've come to the edge of the rainbow and you're ready. You're ready to take the leap of perception. You're ready to take the leap and do things in a very different way. You are hypersensitive, and we are going to be turning on your superpower. So Ceremony, which is the card, number 8, which is the card that you would like me to read today? And as normal, when you ask for the dragons, when you ask with your soul, they love to answer you before you've even finished asking your question, because they've already got the vibration and the feeling of your question. Okay. Interesting, very, very interesting. All right, so we're talking from the theme of being hypersensitive. Oops. That one, by the way. Like I said, I can't wait until I get these cards in my little sticky paws. That's funny. All right, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to go for number 8, which is card number 56. And sometimes this can be the most confusing of all messages. I certainly found this because I realised where I was stuck. But every time you read it, every time you hear it, it brings in a different nuance to it. So listen to this one. This is from Ceremony. Ceremony has a very celebratory, oh my God, you got it. Well done. You understood it. You got it. She always wants to celebrate with you. From doubt to certain and earthly success. It's so tempting to view life on earth in the world of form, physical form, in terms of success and failure. Oh, by the way, what was the time of this? 23. In terms of success and failure, and pin a badge to that for the rewards that are in direct result that you receive due to your hard work, due to your effort, due to the finances that show the external world of your success, your recognition, your celebrity, and all your personal efforts. Success on its own is to sow the seed, is to have the idea. And sometimes it's not meant to go any further than that straight away. Sometimes it needs to germinate a little bit. So listen to this. There is a tendency to believe you are your product and that you are not compelling enough. So as an identity, or as something that you sell, something that you work, that you're not compelling enough. You feel the pressure build up and you expect to be rewarded for all the time and the effort and the hard work. But because the seed is sown, it is now handed over, and it's anyone's personal choice from their soul as to whether they listen to you or whether they move forward with what you've just told them or not. When immediate compensation and rewards are not forthcoming as you expect, there is an invitation to investigate your underlying beliefs. Where's the doubt? The lingering energy, the vibrational doubt Maybe you don't believe that you can do what you do with everybody across the board, or that there's really a need to be doing what you're doing. Are you able to ask your soul and your spirit if this is the right person, if this is the right way for you to be doing this, for you to be working with this person or in this way, with this product even? Maybe you've outgrown something. That was certainly something that came for me. And that thing that I'd outgrown needed a revamp. It needed re-looking at. Know that the spirits can make it happen if the soul is ready. If not, then you have sown a fantastic seed, and that is work in and of itself. And that is a great success. That is the soul's work. It's not always to get the reward that you think you as a person, your ego, deserves for that. Now, this is a tough one when I speak to a lot of people. The seed needs to germinate for a little while, needs to ferment, or however that seed is best grown. Some seeds are seasonal. Some seeds need to be grown at a certain time. Others need to be laying dormant for a little while. And they can come forth in the right season. It is not their right season. They will not be able to grow strong or use the techniques and transformations that you want to share. So sowing the seed is very, very valuable. I'm seeing pictures of hospitals and medicine and doctors. If your mind is not right, if your soul is not right, if you've not mastered your mind and understood your intention behind getting well, or, there's nothing you can do for someone. The soul has to be engaged in the whole process. That's a big message for somebody out there. So I wonder who that's for. Sometimes there is a misconception that there is no value to sowing seeds, but there is great value, great value. You have, out of your current experience, only put value on money, celebrity, material, and immediate compensations. But there is also karmic value too. Invisible energetic mystics, we always want to support you, for you to have enough of your earthly needs met. When you are following your path and following your dreams, there can be no doubt. And that means you are to have no doubt whatsoever in the dragons or in your soul. This is something that needs to be developed and grown within you. This relationship that you develop with yourself and with your soul, so that you can become phenomenally strong and start using your power and start, understanding your soul journey and everything that's going on with you. And then you can use all the ninja things that I talk about, like when I'm playing games with the kids and I know exactly who's got what card or what name they've written on a card on my forehead. I'm like, yeah, who am I? Because I'm fed up of asking the questions. And, the name will come to me of the character they put up here, like Madonna or Lady Gaga or Princess Leia or what was the other one? Oh, I forget. Anyway, it was kind of cool because I get the name, I get the energy, and when I'm playing a game with dice or something like that, I can ask the dice to fall on the best number for me, or I give it a specific number or a better number if there's another way of kind of enjoying the game more. And that's how I end up completely clearing the board when I'm playing a family game. So there's fun ways of doing this, as well as very practical ways that you can use this energy and ask the dragons for help and be in touch and communicating with your soul on your soul journey. Yes, so there's no doubt, there is most definitely a relationship, a very strong relationship to be built with your inner self, your inner knowledge, so that you can just get more out of life. Now, what I'm being asked to offer is this golden ticket. This golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory to work with the 8 dragons is $97. And that means that you have a lifelong access to these wonderful, mystical, powerful creatures, so that they can answer your questions, they can mentor you, because there's a lot to take in when we're changing our energy and we're doing things in a completely different way from now on. We're not to do things in the old way anymore. Those things are not going to work at all in the future. But when you start using the new way of operating, you're breaking through the old spells that you've been under, that this is the only way that things work. So weekly attunements to higher frequencies, weekly mentoring with the dragons, master your mind and your mind over matter. And you can regenerate your internal flame and your connection with your power, and really get to meet your soul, and know how much she loves you and how much she supports you. And so this is entry into the dragon portal, and I'm looking for 10 ladies to come in so that we can actually start going forward and making some videos, doing the attunements, doing the meditations, and mentoring, weekly mentoring. Can you imagine that? You know, like we do the attunement, we do the meditation, we see what the theme is for the week, and then we mentor on a one-on-one basis, just, you know, with the messages, what's going on for you and how you can clear it, so we can actually get the messages very, very clear from the dragons. Okay, the fourth dragon. She's a pearlescent dragon, a snake dragon, and she's kind of, she's pearly white, and today she has got the most stunning eye looking at you. So what are we looking at card-wise today, Lunar Ray? When we're looking at this higher sensitive, higher states of consciousness, most definitely higher states of consciousness. All right, so Lunar Ray is very much about you feeling safe in your own feelings, how you can get into your higher states of consciousness, how you can be hypersensitive, but then use that as your superpower. So this is what Lunar Ray has to say for you today. Card number 27 of the whole pack. So feel the expansiveness of joy and fun and how they alter your environment. You're constantly changing and evolving and adding in new powerful experiences and exploring this new expanded intensity of feelings and sensations. You are enjoying a heightened experience of joy, which can now be felt around you. Dip into joy and experience how this is a feeling that keeps expanding. Joy has its foundations based in love, which feels safe, supported, and has a warm glow, but rises further and wider than that. However, be acutely aware of the false joy on your planet. The feeling of joy can be imitated from owning things such as material things, which gives off a fake vibration that is external to you and by no means lasting. Joy can only ever be felt temporarily in this way. The experience, however, of true joy, pure joy, has a more exuberant feeling on the inside than love does. Love is safe and comfortable and warm, and when joy comes in, it raises that from the base, where there is an exuberance to be experienced that goes along with that. It gathers energy and gestures to go along with it. For example, you could lash your arms out in just so much joy. You're stepping outside of you and you can do a jump or a dance or a bounce in the frequency of joy. You cannot contain joy. It has to be experienced on a very visceral and a physical level. Just as true love makes a tear come to your eye and a choke in your throat, it overflows from the inside to the outside. Joy will demand and insist on a movement that expresses the level of joy that you cannot contain. A real, true joy has a gesture that goes with it, like, yes. Joy is a different frequency to love. You can feel it on the scale of things. To know each frequency is an interesting game to play. If you were then to ask about how different joy feels to fun, we would say it's different again. You understand that each word has a certain vibration, has something different that goes along with it. And once you understand the nuances of it, you know what fun is, you know what joy is, and you know what love feels like. You get to know your own feelings. And this is what we're doing all the time in the Dragon Club, in the Dragon Portal. We're understanding our feelings about things. We're getting to the bottom of the original vibration so that we can move through it. We can either clear it out, or we can adopt it. We can just bring ourselves into love and joy and fun more and more often, because we have to choose the vibration that we stay in. Okay, so we say it's different again. This is a word that you humans naturally want to gravitate towards, and you like it a lot, but seldom experience the real feeling of it from inside you. When Fiona asks about a client and she says, you know, what did you do? What did you do for fun? When did you last feel fun? They'll give her a story of something that they've done, and she's like, but that wasn't fun. That was pleasant. You went out for dinner with friends, but it wasn't fun. That raucous laughter here or here or here or here, that was fun. So we're educating you in understanding your feelings, your hypersensitivity feelings, and how to use your feelings to feel into situations, to create new situations. If we can explain and allow you to feel into fun and share that with you, it's a near explosion. Laughs a lot, lots of explosion. It's a soft explosion. It comes from fun. It comes from up from your roots, and it comes all the way through your body and up and out. There's a beautiful tenseness within the lower belly for fun. If you imagine yourself doing something that you would like to explain as fun, you will feel it rising up. It's innocent, it's cheeky, it's playful, it's harmless. Fun feels bigger than you can contain it, and you can't resist it. It's very, very infectious. For example, explore the feeling of sneaking onto the big inflatable bouncy toys at a children's play park, knowing it is forbidden at your age and is now beyond the required limitations and rules set by someone, somewhere. And because you're not a child anymore, but you're an adult, you cannot enjoy the experience. The feeling, that feeling when you want to feel the thrill of the bounce and being naughty again, you want to feel rebellious and break the rules. It's innocent. You're doing no harm, but it feels so naughty. You're breaking all the rules, being rebellious, and you feel alive for the first time in years, and you can't stop laughing out loud. Maybe imagine the feeling of climbing up onto the inflatable bouncy castle, pushing all the kids out of the way and going down yourself, feeling the bounce, having the feeling of being a kid. Maybe it's raining and you're getting sopping wet, but you don't care a jot because you're having so much fun. Don't let anybody get in the way of you and your fun. For the first time in ages, you feel 100% alive in every single cell. Can you imagine how healing that is when you do something that is so much fun? You are without a care in the world. It rises up and out of you, and you can't keep it on the inside of you. Can you feel the difference between joy and fun now on the inside of you? Your feelings are extremely important as we move into this new world, in this new human. And the dragons want you to really get a handle on your feelings, that you feel it's safe to feel again. I know that you're an empath and you're sensitive, and maybe you've shut down some of your feelings because of that, because you've been hurt for having so many feelings, or it's just overwhelming to have so many feelings. The dragons want to teach you how to feel again, so that it is an exploratory day. You can feel into so many different things. The dragons say to me, it's a revolution of feeling, Fiona. Don't be frightened to feel. Feel into this, feel into that. What does that person feel like? What does that person feel like? What does this situation feel like? What do I feel about that? If I've got a decision to make, Is it this one? Is it that one? Is it that one? It's a revolution of feeling that you allow yourself to feel into it. And this is what the Dragon Portal is all about. So the dragons gave me the cards in an interview. They've asked the cards to be printed and made for me to read them for you every week. And they're now asking me to create these portals that you can go through so that you can enjoy the journey of your soul, so that you can meet the 8 dragons, you can be in their energy, you can attune to each one of theirs energy, you can master your mind so that you're doing mind over matter, you're creating things in a practical magic way, you're connecting in with your soul, and you're releasing a lot of energy, a lot of debris, a lot of low vibrations within your physical body, in your cells, that don't need to be there anymore. And with that, you will get huge consequences. You will get physical symptoms that release off your body. You will have huge consequences of, you know, your body will want to pee a lot or sweat a lot or poo a lot or whatever, you know, as it releases a lot of the lower vibrations from your body. So again, yeah, just $97. Say yes if this is something that you absolutely want to clear out, to really clean and freshen up, so that the dragons can put in as much great energy, all the fun, all the practical magic and all the stuff, and let you have the tools that you already have, and we can bring those to the forefront and teach you how to use them. My name is Fiona Robertson. I'm an agent for your soul, because what's being transmitted from your soul isn't being received. So I help you to receive it, to feel it, so that you can move on and have a glorious life, feeling 100% alive, making everything work, making the world work for you. This is what practical magic is all about. Have a great week, and look out for more information about the dragons, the Dragon Portal, because this is what's coming next. We did readings over Christmas time, so for everyone who's had a reading and anyone who else wants a reading, we do these in the Dragon Portal from now on, which is what I've been told. So they are a success. I'm hitting the nail on the head. I'm listening to the dragons. They're seeing into your world, and we know exactly what we need to advise you so that you can move out of whatever energetic trap cage that you're in. Have a great week. Bye.